Okay guys, today we're going to do something quick and easy. We're going to talk about compass sensitivity. There's a reason for this. Probably almost 10 years ago I did a video called How to Nail a Compass. Okay? This was taught to me by my uncle, and it's how sensitive is a compass. Now let's understand that a compass is manufactured by either A, they take a metal needle, usually a stamped out thin piece of metal, and that is put into a coil of electricity, and that will magnetize it, just like you used to magnetize screwdrivers, where you wrap wire around it and touch the two ends to a battery, and suddenly your screwdriver was magnetized and you could pick up screws with it. But it was not permanently magnetized. That screwdriver would lose its magnetism over time, okay? Being in the toolbox, touching everything else. A compass needle is magnetized and should stay magnetized forever, or just about, because it's actually inside liquid or whatever, and it's not physically touching anything. However, Murphy works on every assembly line. So not only could it have been left a little longer in the device for whatever reason, it got put in that coil and the guy had to turn around and redo something, so it didn't get taken out in time. Or the machine had to stop and do something before it went, and that piece got to be magnetized a little longer than average. Well, it's going to be a little bit more sensitive. On the opposite of that is, what if it didn't get in there long enough? It got put in and got taken out because of some malfunctioning machine, and it didn't get as sensitive as it should be. Okay. The job of a compass is to point toward magnetic north. Okay. If all I'm doing is going in a general direction, a cheap compass works fine because it keeps me from walking in a circle. But if I'm trying to do land navigation, or I'm trying to navigate back to a specific point, then I want the most sensitive compass I can get to show me the difference. Now let's quickly address the 500-pound gorilla in the room. And that is, yes, I know your phone has a navigation system. I know it can do GPS. I know I can do geo points. I can say, come back right here, and it'll come back. That's great. And it is a great device, and I fully encourage people to learn and master that. But at the same time, I want you to also acknowledge the fact, how many times a day have you recharged your phone? Go to any break room, coffee house, workplace, whatever, and everybody's constantly plugging their phone in, because their phones are about half dead, aren't they? So the average person, on average, your phone is just a few minutes away from dying. You'll charge it up at night, get up in the morning, and your phone runs dead. How common is that? Extremely. So I don't want to depend on my navigation system to be strictly something that goes dead so quickly and easily, and we all on a daily basis have to keep running and finding a place to plug in to recharge. Now I've got to carry all kinds of extra charging equipment, etc. I know you're going to do that anyway, because you're going camping and you got to have your Instagram and etc. I understand that. But a simple analog device and survival kit or whatever can save your butt, because it doesn't require electricity. And so it's going to work. So yes, by all means, learn the phone. But at the same time, you need to learn this too as a backup, if nothing else, because this ain't going to run out of batteries. Now, having said that, let's get back to your compass has been magnetized, or the paint on the needle is magnetized. So I'm going to go to the store and I'm going to choose a compass, let's say. If it's already in the packaging, etc., I want to carry some piece of ferrule steel with me. I was taught to use just a 16-penny nail. It can be a bolt or something like that. I want to take the compass, let's say I'm buying it off the shelf here in the store, get in the middle of the aisle away from all the magnetic, all the metal, like metal shelves and etc. I don't want any big hunks of metal on me. That is copper. It's not magnetic. And I want to be holding the compass out here in front of me. Now, the way I test it is I will put the compass needle into the dog box on magnetic north, just like that. And then I'm going to take my 16-penny nail, and I'm going to see how close I get to it like that and make the needle move. Sometimes I have to touch it. Instead of being, this is magnetic, this is north, right there. I don't want to be 90 degrees. I want to be up here at northeast. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to center it up in the doghouse, and I want to come up here and see how close I can get. How far from here to here out before it. A real sensitive compass, I can be like this far out right there, and I'm making that needle move, which would be like that far away. I have seen where I've had to touch it to the actual body to make it move. For years I had in my collection a Kaminga military issue. I could take an issue bayonet and put it up against the side of it, and that needle wouldn't move. That compass is not very sensitive. Now, where the sensitivity becomes important is I'm not walking on a laser. So I shoot, let's say, a heading of 200. I need my compass to notice that I drifted a little left or a little right as I'm walking. See? So I should be walking on a 200, and I get going and I actually start drifting a little because I'm human. And I won't walk in a true straight line. And although I'm looking at that needle and it says I'm going 200, how far do I have to drift toward 201 or 199 before the compass realizes you're drifting, and it show me on the dial that I'm actually drifting a little? See, that's how sensitive that compass is. If I'm trying to do geocaching or precision, I want the most sensitive needle I can get to correct me and say, wait a minute, we're drifting. Even though I think I'm doing 200 and I'm trying to stay on 200, but I'm actually walking at a slight angle that I don't realize because of lay of the land, I need my compass to correct me and show me that. So, in conclusion, what you need to know is this. Find the most sensitive compass you can find if you're wanting to use it for land nav, okay? For general purpose, just get me out of the woods so I'm not walking in a circle, a cheap compass is fine because it doesn't have to be that precise. It can be off by a few degrees. As long as I'm, what I call navigation with nothing, before I come out to these section of woods, I box it. I know that due north is such and such, east is such and such, south is such and such, west is such and such. I came in from the southern side and there's a road the full length of this property on the southern side. So if I get out here and get completely turned around, all I gotta do is head south and I'll hit that road I drove in on. And so therefore I can walk back to my car. See, a cheap compass works for that. A sensitive compass is what you want for land nav. That's the difference. Hope this answers your question, guys. Thank you very much for watching. And do me a favor before you go, hit that like, share, and subscribe button before you go. Till next time, guys, I'm Blackie, wishing you safe journeys. Have a great day, guys.